Hello everyone and welcome. This is Schicky giving you another cast. This one again is on Desert Oasis, and it is going to be Terran versus Protoss. Protoss is myself, as always, the red Protoss spawning at the 6 o'clock position, and Mark, the blue Terran, spawning in the 12 o'clock position. Just to let you know beforehand, this is a game from around April 2nd, so it's a couple weeks, 3 or 4 weeks old already, but it is a memorable one, and I do remember it was actually a fairly fun game. This was kind of a week after I had gotten into the beta, so I wasn't too familiar with everything, but I did decide I wanted to cast this one. Anyways, we're going to open up here, once again standard with my 9th probe. I build my first pylon. Back then, I was actually chrono boosting fairly quick. I wasn't waiting till my pylon was finished till chrono boosting, and I also wasn't scouting right away. This was me in the silver division. When I first started, I was placed in silver. I am a StarCraft 1 veteran. I played quite often and quite a lot ever since 1998. My whole childhood, I loved playing this game. With my 13th probe, I am getting my gateway and sending him out to scout. This is a fairly large map, as I said before, so I recommend scouting a little bit earlier than that. Mark over here, the Terran, is actually getting his barracks first, and he's already got his refinery, and he's getting a supply depot as well. Nowadays, that actually screams Reaper Rush, and he's morphing into his orbital command fairly quick. At 11 supply. That is really early. Getting a tech lab as well. Back in my base, I am getting my gas, and I've already got a second pylon up and running. Back in his base, the orbital command is done. He is not using his mule yet, but hopefully he will. He has completed walling off, so I have no idea what he's really doing. Oh, there's his mule now. He's not even fully saturated. That almost bothers me. Why have an orbital command if you don't even have full saturation yet? I think another few SCVs are more important than getting that mule out right away. Anyways, he does have 3 on gas, and he is looking to focus on Reapers. He is not rally pointed down to my base. I think at this point, if he did, he probably would have took out quite a few probes, as I don't have a Zealot up. He does have an SCV in my base, and my cybernetics core is about 75% done. He's already got 1 Reaper. He has not gotten the nitro packs yet. Research nitro packs is 100 minerals, 100 gas, and 100 units a time. Oh, and he's just getting that now. He's getting his second barracks as well, but what this does is actually increase the movement speed of the Reapers in jumping, and just their whole jetpacks are just that much faster. Getting a third Reaper out. He still has not gone to attack. Just a small note, this once again is before... Oh no, this is actually post SCV nerf. So SCVs have 45 health instead of 60. I thought that nerf to them was in a later patch. Anyways, 3 Reapers do take out a worker in one shot, because that's actually 4 attacks times 2 plus 10. So that's 18 damage per shot. Quite a bit. So yeah, 3 will take out a worker pretty quick. So if I were him right now, I would have went and attacked. Although I guess I already do have my Twilight Council up. Looks like I'm going for my Stalker Blink build. When I first got into the beta, this was by far one of my favorite things to do. I just find it really fun. It helps me practice my micromanagement, and it's just a fun way to play the game. This involves going off 3 gates to start, and then getting your Twilight Council and getting your Blink upgrade as soon as you have a few Stalkers out. I've got 2 here. I don't know he's going Reapers yet, but this was something I've been hit by before, Reapers early, and I noticed Zealots don't do anything against Reapers. So generally, instead of walling off my ramp against Terran, I will choose to put Stalkers all across the map, or all across my base, I should say. I do have a probe up here in the corner. Let's see what my vision is like so far. V. I only see a tech lab. I don't see anything else. He does have his bunker coming up, and he does have a fairly large force of... He's got 7 Reapers already. Does he have a... Yeah, he's got 8th, 9th coming out. He is supply locked, though. That's a big problem. He's got 2 supply depots building and a factory. It looks like he's going to push out. I don't remember being hit by this attack. I don't know what he's doing. He does activate the Zelnaga Watchtower to make sure I'm not sending any forces. Back at my base, I am still queuing up Stalkers. And I've got Blink almost halfway done. I should be boosting that. I've got way too much boost left in my Nexus. That's a noob mistake. At 65 boost, that should be somewhere between, I don't know, 20 and 40 really at this stage in case I need to get something else out quicker. It's almost 75 now. I should be getting Blink out much faster. He does do a scan. He sees 3 gateways and not much else. Let's see. Yeah, he sees my 3 gateways, my pylons, a few Stalkers, my Twilight Council, my Cyber Core. He probably thinks he's going to be able to come in the back of my base pretty easily, but I do have a few Stalkers here. Getting a Forge up. I don't know if I'm going to be getting cannons or if I'm going to be doing my upgrades. And I'm getting a robotics facility up, probably for some observers. I wasn't a big Immortal user at this point. Like I said, I was only in the beta for a week or 2 at this point. He's got an SCV here watching for my expansion. That's a good trick to do. Make sure if I expand, he can come and take it out fast with his 9 Reapers. And now it looks like he's switching to heavy Marauders. If he's seen my Stalkers, then he knows that Marauders are a good counter to Stalkers. Marauders do 20 damage to Stalkers, and it's a normal attack. Stalkers only do 14 damage versus Marauders, and it's a normal attack as well. Anyways, Probe here scouting out to make sure he hasn't taken any of the high yield. He's not fully saturated. Pretty close, but not quite. If you count the mule, then maybe. But he could stand to have a few more SCVs on his mineral line, excuse me. And does look like he's keeping his energy fairly low. Oh, looks like I'm going to start pushing out. I've got my first observer out, and this was my trick. It was kind of my timing attack. Whenever I could get a healthy number of Stalkers, and I could get an observer out, of course I'd have Blink finished, and I would take the observer to a corner of his base that I could see as high ground, check out to make sure he doesn't have defenses there, and then use Blink. I love Blink. By far one of my most favorite abilities in the game. As you can see, I haven't perfected it at that point, but it did work fairly well. I've got them all blinked up here, tearing apart his mineral line. At this point, if he did decide to come and defend it with a healthy force, I would have jumped off the cliff. Blinked off the cliff. At this point, you can see he also brought his Reapers that were here up into my base, trying to take out my Nexus. So good counterattack by him. Unfortunately, I did have a few Stalkers ready, and Stalkers just rip apart Reapers, even with the speed upgrade, especially with Blink, because I can just blink and tear them a new one. So he's got 4 left, and he bounces off the cliff. Back up, back off. I don't know what he's doing here, trying to tweak me out or something. Back in his base, I am blinking around, destroying his army. He's gonna lose. I'm gonna lose 1 Stalker there. I think that's probably the only one I've lost. Stalkers do take out buildings pretty quick because they are good against armored, and having 15 of them, buildings tend to fall pretty quick once they're all attacking. A little blunder here from myself. I should have just moved in a little bit so that they all could attack instead of having to create a concave around the building. Nice micromanagement there, blinking out of the range of the bunker. Back in my base, he brought tried to bring those 4 Reapers back up, and he brought 1 in that he had still sitting over here, and he's tried to take out some probes, and then I noticed he started attacking the building, and then he started hitting probes again. Kind of a bad move. He should have just focused on the building and took it out. I don't know if that would have helped or not. Unfortunately, I still have an income. He doesn't. He's got 1 SCV on his planetary fortress here. I've still got 14 Stalkers in his base, and Mark leaves the game without a GG. I think it was a pretty good game. He almost had me with his Reapers. He's probably a little upset that he kind of got taken by the blink. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. The end of this replay is just me looking to see what else he had left. Thanks for watching, and see you next replay.